You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
It's been 2 long weeks without any racing action, but we are back at the Monster Mile for round number 9 of the Ricmotech Extreme Scoring Truck Series. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony Trapasso. Joining me tonight is going to be Mr. David Modespa. And Dave, I don't know about you, but I love me some trucks at Dover. Hello, Dave. Do we have Dave? We may have misplaced Dave for a second, folks. Dave's not here, man. Oh, yeah, no. Anyways, there he is. David Modespa, welcome.
You got me now.
I got you now. Welcome to the Ricmotech Truck Series, and I'm going to ask the question to you again. I don't know about you. I love trucks here. It's a great combination.
Love it. Short track racing, the high banks should make for some very exciting racing. Seeing these trucks put down some lap times here in practice, looks like they're going to be very close all night long.
Absolutely. And I just saw bump drafting at Dover. That's only mildly cringeworthy. I'm taking a quick look at the point standings coming into tonight. This is going to be the big one. As soon as I find where I put the button. Apparently the button's not there. Awesome. My overlay is completely broken. Bear with me, folks, as we'll get to the point standing sooner or later, but right now, 12 trucks here tonight, really short. I'm sorry, 13 trucks here tonight. Short field, not necessarily something that we really want to see, but hey, it is what it is. Guys took 2 weeks off. We took a week off for the Memorial Day holiday, and then we took last week off because it was rollout day in iRacing, and oh boy, was the next 24 hours fun. And I mean that is dripping with as much sarcasm as I can put on that. As we are waiting to click it over to the practice, or we are clicking it over to qualifying. Let's take a look who's going to be one of the first ones to roll it. Big shocker, it's going to be the 99 of Rob Haynes. He's usually raring to go as soon as that session for qualifying opens up. Rob is firing off real quick. Justin Lemke also out on track. Dylan Mirondo, he's rolling it. Chad Osborne in that, wow, the throwback Toyota scheme tonight. Digging it. Nicely done, Chad. Right now, Haynes, though, is going to be the first one to lay a time. The Beer Store 99 goes provisional P1 as kind of expected. Lemke jumps up to second, but Mirondo is on a flyer right now in the Hooters number 27. Second quick for Dylan. Now Justin Lemke on his second lap. He's on a ripper. Justin Lemke to the top of the heap. Solid lap there. The chief cook and bottle washer of the Extreme Scoring Ricmotech Truck Series. That is Ed Morris out on track right now in the prime time number 7. Always sharp paint schemes out of that camp. Adam Capps in the Elite Deuce. Mike Rominger also out on track in the 4. Mike's truck kind of reminds me of the. You remember when it was the Jordan F1 team? They had those Killer B paint schemes on the noses. Ed Morris goes right to the top of the heap on lap 2. Yeah, Rominger's truck kind of reminds me of that paint scheme. Let's see what Adam Capps is going to lay down. He goes up to 4th quick. Rominger's second lap. He goes 5th quick. Rigney on his first one. Nice tidy line there. This is going to be a solid lap. Eighth quick. It's going to improve on this one, that's for darn sure. Went way faster in Sector 1. Let's see what Sector 2 is going to give the 41 here. Ooh, sideways off of 4. That's not going to help the matter. Goes up to 7th quick. Nick Caldwell getting ready to cross for his first lap in the 13. Caldwell up to 5th. There's Michael Thwaites. First lap for Thwaites. Only 10th quick. Let's see what Josh Wren's going to lay down here. All right. Caldwell did improve to 5th. Second lap for Thwaites here. Improves to 4th. Let's see what Josh Wren is going to lay down on his second lap. Looks like he negated lap. David Calo out on track in the 15. Getting ready to put lap 1 in the books. Only 10th click so far. Still waiting on Kerry Cleaver to try to lay a time down. He's the only one that has not made an attempt in qualifying yet. Second lap for Calo. 10th quick. And Dave, I don't know about you, but this pit road, I'm surprised we haven't seen more guys trying to practice getting on and off this pit road at speed.
Definitely a tricky pit road to get onto, pit speed being so low here and coming off those high banks. Really have to woe that truck up and make sure that you're in the right groove, right spot as you're getting down onto that apron, as it's very easy to get these trucks to spin right around if you're maybe on the brakes just a little too hard transitioning down to that apron. So be interesting to see how drivers handle that here. I would imagine that there was some time in practice where they were doing that maybe a little earlier on that we might have missed, but excited to see all these drivers so far. We have the field all within 3/10 of each other here. So there's definitely going to be some close racing. And when it comes down to getting onto pit lane, you're going to have to make some call outs and make sure the guys behind you know that you're going to be slowing up to make that transition down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be something that we're going to have to be mindful of all night long. Bear with me a moment here. Oh, there it is. As I'm just fixing things on my end. Sorry about that, folks. But while we're waiting for the timer to run out, let's take a quick look at the point standings coming into tonight. No idea what that was. There we go. Ed Morris currently sitting atop the pile. 19 points to the good over Michael Thwaites. Rominger, he's in a slugfest for third with Caldwell right now, and you can't count Chad Osborne out ever. And as a matter of fact, from about third down to anybody in your top 10, top 12 still has a crack at this one. As this is only round 9 from Dover, but still a lot of close battles in the point standings, especially there with Lemke and Thorman tied for 7th place. And of course, that not necessarily reflective of the playoff standings as far getting into the playoffs. Unfortunately, everything went haywire when I tried to upload everything. But yeah, no, we're pretty solid there. Morris has 3 wins. Hayes has 2 wins. Thwaites has a win. Caldwell has a win. Mirando is in with a win. So, there's still a lot of racing left to do and a lot of guys that need everybody from about 12th on back, except for Mirando, you pretty much need to win to get yourself into playoff contention. Rominger right now is on the inside. Osborne's on the inside. Thorman, Lemke, Wren, Kilo, and Rigney. Those are your playoff drivers so far. That's the cutoff. We're only taking 12. John Corcoran, Kerry Cleaver, Tom Myers, David Elliott. Those are some big names that are on the outside looking in, and that's kind of scary when you think about the talent week in and week out that shows up for these races here as part of the Ricmotech Truck Series presented by Extreme Scoring.info. Dave, if you had told me that David Elliott would be on the outside looking in this deep into the season, I would have told you were full of baloney.
And that's what I love so much about this series, right? You have these drivers that are so competitive, so quick, and week to week, it's not a shoe-in. Nobody is going to hand you that win. Nobody is going to help you lock yourself into the playoffs here. So the competitive spirit, how quick these guys are, and how clean they race around each other week to week for as close as they are, it's just impressive.
And that was one of the reasons why they took last week off, because nobody was 100% certain what the rollout was going to bring as far as changes to the truck's model. So the leagues, at least the leagues I broadcasted, decided to take Tuesday off and give everybody a week to try to get used to the new models that are out there. Taking a quick look at our grid as we get ready to fire things off tonight. Ed Morris sets quick time 22.845, 30 thousandths over Justin Lemke. Row number 2 is going to see Rob Hayes and Michael Thwaites, Mike Rominger, and Nicholas Caldwell rounding out the top half of the field. Dave?
Looking at the next position there, we have Adam Capps and Dylan Mirando, followed by Rigney and Colo in our next row. Then we have Osborne and Wren, and Kerry Cleaver starting shotgun on the field tonight, looking to make some moves early on in this race, no doubt.
So 13 trucks scheduled to roll it here tonight as we're doing 140 laps, 4 sets of tires to get it done. 70% fuel fill, so we're looking pit window right around, I would say, 40, maybe 50 laps, depending on how bad they change grade the tires.
Got to think that tires are going to be the biggest factor here as far as when drivers are going to choose to come down pit road, but we've seen crazier things before, right? Drivers finding ways to just make things work, and it always amazes me, right? We see these drivers, as we already mentioned, so quick, racing right next to each other time and time again. And then you come to find out later on in an interview, yeah, I was low on tire where I was really pushing my gas there at the end of that run. So count nothing out. These drivers will do everything they can to stay out on track as long as possible if there's no caution, no opportunity. But these drivers are going to find a way to make something happen, pick a strategy. And we've been wrong before on, we think they'll be down in 30 to 40 laps, only to find out that somebody's been saving some fuel and getting a couple extra laps in. Drivers making their way through turns 1 and 2. Ed Morris leading them to the green flag there. Rob Haynes close behind in second place, followed by Justin Lemke and Rominger in third and fourth. Drivers coming back around. Ed Morris is going to get his lap led, but Haynes quickly onto his bumper, looking to find a weakness as they head down into 1 and 2 here at Dover.
Morris and Hayes starting to put a little bit of a gap on Lemke. The question is, are they going too hard? As we've got a slugfest going back there. It's Michael Thwaites working on Adam Capps. Thwaites on the bottom, digging for everything he can get. Capps up on the top shelf. Finally gets to arc the corner as the 27 of Mirando flirts with the wall. Here comes the 13 at Caldwell up into 7th.
Drivers making their moves and making them early, seeing battles all the way back through the pack here. No more than half a second between any one of these trucks right now. It is anybody's race, grabbing positions where they can, when they can.
And that's because tonight is going to be a huge points night. There are a lot of big names that are missing from this field here tonight, and every point is going to count moving forward, as we're basically past the halfway mark of the regular season. These guys, they don't want any of that smoke, so they're trying to grab as many points as they can as early as they can. We're only on round 9, but still, big points night with such a short field. That trio of Caldwell, Morando, and Rigney just running stem to stern. They've got a little bit of breathing room with David Calo behind them. He's got about a second gap, as here comes Osborne on the inside of Calo going into 3.
Taking some chances, making some moves, diving down low there on Calo. Osborne makes it happen and is looking to close that gap. Second up to Morando there, hoping to get a little bit closer, catch some draft, and keep up with this front pack of cars.
Well, you know, that's the beauty of this league, is you can play the long game. Well, I think it was Mike Tyson that said everybody's got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. And, you know, that's pretty much what we're looking at now, is everybody just kind of trying to figure their stuff out and set that game plan for later in the race. As right now, Morris, Hayes, Lemke, Rominger, and Caps are top 5 as we currently turn lap 7, getting ready to put 7 in the books. And Dave, I don't know if you could hear me earlier when I was talking about Rominger in the 4. You know, that truck, it's got that Killer Bee feel to it. You know, it's like it's ready to, you know, come up and just sting you if you're not careful.
It sure does. Of course, that 4 machine looking to make some moves, make things happen tonight. Make no mistake about it, Mike is a driver that is going to find every opportunity he can. We seem to talk about him a lot here week to week, and every time it seems like he's up near the front, battling for some positions, making things happen. So keep an eye on him. He's going to be a great driver to watch tonight. I think he's going to get some stuff done, make some passes, and definitely find his way to the front of the field and lead some laps, I think, tonight.
He absolutely is. As we just saw Rob Hayes make the pass for the lead on Ed Morris Jr. As now Thwaite still working on Caps. Those two have been glued at the hip since the drop of the green flag, as they've each just swapped one spot between the two of them, back and forth like a seesaw. And that is your slugfest for 5th, just hot and heavy right now. Going back a little bit further, there is Rigney still, Caldwell, Rigney, and Morando still about a truck length separation between those guys. And unfortunately, Kerry Cleaver, fortunately, Kerry Cleaver is one of your biggest movers. It's +2 currently, as Calo continues to backslide. But then again, Calo is also a very late run driver. He waits for the goodie to work off those tires, and then he'll get elbows up and it's time to go. The only thing is, I think he's given up too much time here early. Getting back up towards the front, Lemke and Romans are going at it.
You mentioned drivers giving up some time early. Although it is a big gap, it is a very short track here, so you'll always have to manage that spacing between yourself and the truck in front of you, and then kind of keep in mind, if that driver starts dropping back, these leaders aren't going to be too far behind, as we're seeing lap time somewhere around that 22-second mark. If I start dropping off more than a couple seconds, I could easily find myself looking in the rear view at the leaders.
You take a look at the gap right now from as Morris takes the lead back over, get that extra bonus point. From Ed Morris in 1st to Josh Wren in 13th, it's 6 3/4 seconds right now. And see if we can get a good view from the blimp. Yeah, you can't even see the tail end of the field from the front of the field from the blimp. So, I mean, it's more than a straightaway advantage, and that's kind of dangerous,
Can get
especially.
extremely dangerous having trucks at different speeds, trying to figure out where the leader is. And when pit stops start coming around, when can I pit? How many tires can I take? How much time do I have before I go a lap? And here at Dover, 2 laps down.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to give a big shout out to Greg Wood for being up in race control tonight. Greg, thank you so much for taking that bullet. I've done race control before, David. I don't know about you, but it is a thankless job.
A thankless job, always get yelled at from the drivers. They're always looking for any excuse they can to say that they weren't wrong, but race control up there always having the watchful eye and dishing out penalties when they need to, if they need to.
So Thwaites has gotten by Caps finally. He's also gotten by Lemke and Caldwell. As Caps is starting to fall back into the clutches of Rigney and company back there. It's definitely not something that they wanted to do, but Thwaites, take a look at Thwaites over the last handful of laps. He has not fallen off quite as much as everybody else. Your top 4, they haven't fallen off. We're still looking at about a 2-second fall off across the board, except for your top 2 currently. But this is kind of scary. We're 20 laps in, and we're already seeing 2 seconds or more of fall off for some of these trucks. It's going to be a long night for some of these guys.
Some of these guys struggling to figure out how those tires are going to work underneath them, or perhaps playing a little bit of strategy, as we mentioned earlier on, trying to save some tires, save some fuel, find a line that's comfortable even. Here at Dover, being such a short track, you would think that the high banks would provide a great opportunity to find some speed in some different spots or maybe save some tire. But I'll tell you from racing this track, it eats tire no matter where you are on the track. And it seems the higher you go in the banking, the worse it gets. So try not to search around too much, but you got to do something.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we always talk about, Darlington and the Lady in Black and how that likes to chew tires. This is concrete. This is brushed concrete. If I threw you from the safer barrier to the pit wall across the track, it would grind your skin down to the bone. There would be nothing left on your butt cheeks.
A very abrasive surface indeed.
Absolutely. And that's something that these guys are really going to have to manage. Now, we've been coming here long enough that, you kind of have an idea what might work, what might not work, but you're definitely going to set the truck up as neutral as you can possibly set it up so that you're not absolutely fighting the truck that's out to lunch later on. Taking a quick look at the weather conditions coming into tonight. We've actually dropped 20 degrees since practice started. About 20 minutes after 2 in sim time. 3-mile-an-hour winds, pretty negligible with the banking and the grandstands that surround this place. 66-degree ambient air temperature. Pretty low altitude density with the 1027 HPA. 54% water grain. That's not too shabby for being this close to the eastern seaboard. And under cloudy skies, we're only looking at 91-degree track temperature, which means that, these Goodyears, they're going to hook up when they're fresh. But it's a double-edged sword because, as we mentioned, Dave, it's so easy to just overdrive it in the early going because you feel like Superman on fresh shoes.
Feels so great to drive that truck on some newer tires, but be a little too aggressive too early, and you'll definitely pay the consequences here at Dover. Eats those tires up, spits them back out. You're going to be wanting a fresh set of Goodyears before too long. Drivers definitely feeling that fall off now as we're looking at about everybody dropping around that 1.5 to 2 second mark as we see the 99 make its way down pit road here, hoping to get some service done on that truck.
Well, he's the first one to blink to go down pit road, and it's a little earlier than I thought we were going to start seeing green flag pit stops. It's now Kerry Cleaver coming in as well. As there goes your race leader, Ed Morris Jr., to put Hayes a lap down. Now, again, 2 seconds worth of fall off currently. I kind of like this call from Hayes. He's splitting the race up. It looks like he's going to make it a 3-stop strategy. Or no, a 4-stop strategy. Roughly every 30 laps. 4 in fuel for Hayes. He's down and away. Only problem is he's 2 laps down.
Taking that slight disadvantage of dropping a couple laps, but hoping that everything will pay off. Seeing trucks a little bit more spread out than they were earlier, so definitely hoping that there isn't a caution trapping him those few laps down and trying to get that fast speed, as we mentioned. Fall off being huge here.
Well, the good news is he's in the free pass position to get one of them back, but he's got ways to make up on Ed Morris Jr. if he wants to get his lap back the hard way. But watch this. This is what new tires can do for you. Let's go on board with Hayes. Inch perfect. And then just pulls away from Ed Morris Jr.
And you can absolutely hear the difference in tire wear, as well as he went under the leader there. You can hear Morris lifting just a little bit sooner and getting on the gas a little bit later than Hayes was able to, and took full advantage getting that lap back the hard way.
And you can hear that he can't just stab the throttle. He's got to roll into it. As we're on board with Ed Morris Jr. And Rob Hayes just set the fast lap of the race.
Picking up some fresh rubber and taking advantage of it early. Certainly trying to get those laps back the hard way. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him slow down just a little bit here, knowing that he did get one of those laps back, and gives him a little bit of breathing room if anybody else decides to make their way down pit road.
Well, if that's taking it easy, he just went faster. Again, second fastest lap of the race for Haynes, as we're waiting to see who's going to be the next one to flinch. As that is an angry pack of wolves right now behind Jeremy Rigney. It's Lemke, Morando, Calo. Cleaver is there as well. He's on fresh shoes, so the 69, look for him to dispatch these guys pretty quick. Watch it, boys.
Cleaver digging his way through some older tires here and trying to make it work, but he gets by. Plenty of room, plenty clean. Had a little bit of a close call there for a second, but no problem for Cleaver as he makes his way up to the 15 machine?
No, it's the 2. He's right behind. It's 2. Just gets by Adam Capps there. So he's just past 5th. But getting back here, this battle, you've got Rigney, Lemke, Morando, Calo, and Osborne all right there on top of each other. As the 15 of Calo looks to the inside, puts Morando back to 9th. Calo is on a run right now. We're at that point of the race where he starts to turn the wick up.
Calo seeing some opportunities. We're digging about a third of the way through this race right now and starting to kind of feel it out. You know, everybody's on some older tires, and it seems like Calo's always one of those guys late in the run, always seems to have a little bit extra left there. So making his moves and getting those positions, what he finds is the easy way, I would bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with us being about a third of the way through this piece, we are going to step away, pay a couple bills. Don't worry, though. We're going side by side, so you won't miss a thing.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com. Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
And we are back at Dover. That is your stage break. Ed Morris coming home with the stage victory. Rominger, Thwaites, Caldwell, Rigney, Calo, Morondo, Caps, Osborne, and Lemke getting the final point. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for the technical difficulties as we're working lap 105 of 140. Again, a lightning strike on the production truck. We lost power there for a little bit. Currently, Ed Morris shows the way as we are under our first caution. We're under our first caution for incident back there just before lap 100. But right now, Michael Thwaite sits in second place as he's got Chad Osborne, Caldwell, Rigney, and Hayes all right there with him. looking at lap 107 of 140 here tonight. Most of these guys have already burned through 2 sets of tires. Haynes, though, is already on his 4th set of tires. So, and David, I dare say we've already seen the money stop back on lap 96.
I believe we have seen the money stop. The only thing here that would cause these drivers to come back down again would be a late race caution, having that extra set of tires behind the wall, giving drivers every opportunity they can here with this abrasive surface to find a little bit more traction. Might draw drivers down just one more time, but with the clean racing we've seen so far, these drivers are likely looking at their last set and their last stop.
Absolutely. As we're on board with Michael Thwaites, looking back at Chad Osborne, and you can see just how tight the running is here for second on back. A little bit of a gap starting to form up between Nicholas Caldwell back there in 4th and Jeremy Rigney in 5th. But Rigney's in trouble. There goes the beer wagon.
99 machine to the inside of the 41 machine there, and Rigney just not looking like he's comfortable again. That 99 machine of Haynes just making his way through to the bottom here, but 41 machine able to fight him back just enough on that outside line.
I dare say Rigney's got a long run set in, whereas everybody else has kind of a more neutral set in. But those Dark Horse Racing guys, they are always there when it comes to go time. And we still have 30 laps to go in this piece. Rigney and Hayes still door-to-door. Lemke right there as well. Lemke in a Dark Horse Racing sandwich as he's got Hayes in a sandwich as he's got Rigney in front of him, Lemke behind him. Mike Rominger, that truck is not looking comfortable since he came down for the pit stop a few laps ago.
Of course, that 4 machine getting the opportunity to make some adjustments, knowing that he was going to start back at the field anyway for that free pass position. Now trying to fight his way back up through the field on those fresh tires, but everybody else had the opportunity to come down as well with that incident for caution, or caution for incident.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Rominger, he had to stay out under the caution, so he couldn't make any adjustments for the long run. He had to have short run sets in there. As Haynes has gotten by both the Dark Horse cars, now here comes Lemke on Rigney. Lemke up to 6, Rigney back to 7. And that is your closest battle on track right now by a lot. As we see that track temperature begin to fluctuate again, sun creeping out through the clouds. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action broadcasted here on Sim Racing Media. We are getting ready to go 7 nights a week, one more time, with multiple races a night. As tonight, this is the only game in town. Tomorrow night, we've got one race, and that would be, where are we? That's going to be the Moonshiners Racing League. That'll be an 8 p.m. Eastern Time start on that one. Thursday and Friday, we've got off. And then Sunday, as we always do, Sunday Night NASCAR, as we are going into Nashville. And why do I think that date is wrong? But, yeah, David, I mean, you know as well as I do, we've got a ton of racing week in and week out here on Sim Racing Media.
If you like racing, Sim Racing Media is where you can find it all. As you mentioned, ramping back up here after a short summer hiatus, looking to go back to 7 days a week with broadcasts. So if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more of it, hit that notification bell. Stay informed. You can catch us any night of the week. Of course, plenty of broadcasts, plenty of broadcasters to go check out here at SRM.
And I just looked, and SNN is off this week. Nashville on the 25th, so taking Father's Day off to let all the dads out there spend time with their kids. And here comes Adam Capps trying to reel his way up through the field again. "19 laps to go, and Ed Morris is checked out." There's Morris, there's Swaits. About 2.25 seconds separating the two of them. Now you take a look at the last few lap times, though. Thwaites has been quicker.
Wait, slowly trying to eat into that lead, but with 19 to go, is it going to be enough to chase down Morris here? Of course, Osborne watching onward with little to no hope of catching up to the leader. 3 seconds back from Thwaites here. Have to think that he's just going to do what he can to manage to stay on the podium.
And that's exactly it. And just as I stand corrected, Morris is still pulling a gap on Thwaites, but he's not pulling as big of a gap as he was. So Thwaites is starting to turn that gap pretty negligible. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Osborne needs a miracle right now, as he's got Caldwell and Haynes. Well, he's got Caldwell very near him, as there goes Capps trying to get one of his laps back the hard way. Capps spent the better part of 10 minutes on pit road trying to get that truck fixed after the only incident for caution. Dylan Morondo unfortunately got caught up in that one, and he just decided to put it on the hauler after hand grenading the engine in that piece, clobbering the inside wall. Checking back here, Lemke and Rominger starting to heat things up. This is your battle for 6th.
Drivers, of course, not satisfied at all with having one less position. So you're going to see Haynes and Lemke here do everything they can to get this sorted out over the next 15 or so laps. They're just battling away here. And looks like our closest battle on track at the moment. But make no mistake about it, there is still plenty of time for these drivers to make some moves, get that last-minute position, and make an amazing finish.
You are absolutely right. And if we're taking a look at the last few sectors between Lemke, Haynes, and Rominger, and you can see that Haynes is starting to give up a little bit of time here.
Four machine now looking to the inside of Lemke here, getting very close, door to door. The old tires, of course, not helping the situation at all. Drivers doing what they can to stay away from each other, but keeping it real tight, real close, and trying to steal some air off of the other, slow them down just enough to gain that position.
And that's exactly it. As that side-by-side coming through 3 and 4, Rominger has been faster on the 1 and 2 end of the track than Haynes is. Haynes is faster through 3 and 4, or has been the last handful of laps. Let's see what this lap looks like. Haynes gave up a little in Sector 2 again. And now Rominger right on him. Nine to go.
Rominger hunting down that top 5 right now. As it looks a little bit more towards the front, we have Codwell and Waits battling yet again up towards the front for that second place position. Not happy with where they were. I guess Waits maybe let off a little too early, as now Codwell has caught up to him.
That's actually Caldwell and Osborne for third.
Ah, yes.
But you're absolutely right. Caldwell not looking comfortable in the late going of this race. Osborne just biding his time. That number 24 Toyota has been strong all season, looking to get another podium, and he's looking to do it at the expense of Nick Caldwell. And Caldwell has had a good short run car. Just the longer the run goes, it's like falling off a cliff for the 13.
Of course, Osborne having that strong run all night long, so Codwell is definitely going to have his hands full here as we're looking at 7 to go.
It's now we're 6 to go. Make that 5 to go. Handshake lap for Ed Morris. 5 more miles left in this piece. He is out to 4.5 seconds to the good over that man, Michael Thwaites, who's got a little over 5 seconds back to this battle for third that is now a 3-horse race.
Of course, Rominger back there, super hungry for that spot for 5th, and now he says, you know what? I'm not satisfied. I see an opportunity here. I see these guys battling. I'm going to add my name to the mix and see if I can get on the podium tonight.
It's go or go home time right now. 4 to go. It'll be 3 this time by for Ed Morris. As he's getting ready to cross, as now Osborne opens the door for Rominger going into 3. Rominger going to pounce coming off of 4. Osborne battles back though, bangs the wall coming off of 4. Well, that's not what he wanted to do.
Osborne with a tank slapper coming out of 4, giving position to Rominger, now trying to chase down Codwell. If he has enough time here, he's certainly going to close the gap and try to make a position, or if he can, just get enough clean air to make it a very, very tight run, as we're now closing in on the last couple of turns here for this race.
We are at that as white flag in the air. We are racing back to checkers. David, take us home.
7 machine of Ed Morris, of course, out to a great lead here. 5-second advantage over Thwaites. Thwaites, of course, out to a comfortable position himself with a 6-second advantage over Codwell. That battle for third, of course, Codwell, Rominger heating up back there. But right now, Ed Morris coming across the line. Your winner tonight here at Dover. Thwaites not too far behind, coming across the line here in second. That battle for third, of course, still heating up. These drivers coming out of 3 and 4, making their way down the front straightaway. 13 has it. Codwell over Rominger for third. Got Haynes coming across the line here in 5th. What a great night of racing. These drivers kept it close, kept it fun, kept it exciting all night long. I couldn't have asked for better racing. It was a great night, Tony.
Oh, absolutely. As you know, these guys never fail to amaze me every time we are out on track. Is getting ready to burn them on down now. That is your race winner out of Bloomburg, Georgia. That is Ed Morris. A little misfire there on the celebratory burnout. As we are going to, as soon as I can find him. David, I believe you got the chief cook and bottle washer of the Ricmotech Truck Series presented by Extreme Timing and Scoring with you now.
Ed, this is David up in the booth. You got me.
I got you.
Hey, great win tonight. Looks like you had the absolute lightning fire souped up truck to beat tonight. Tell me what it was like just having that advantage and really seeming so dominant here tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's been a while since I've been here. I mean, I've got a lot of experience at this track. I've ran it a lot in a lot of different cars, and I've been good here. You know, just about every time I've come here. I didn't quite think I was going to be that dominant. I thought Rob and Mike and those guys were gonna be right there with me, and they were there for the most part. And then some strategy played in, and some cautions and stuff like that. And I just kind of stayed in my own area. But no, it was great. Truck felt good. Setup was good. You know, focused on hitting our marks, and you know it was a good race. No mistakes. You know, can't complain here.
Certainly paid all for you in that number 7 machine. How important do you think clean air was to your victory tonight? Saw you out front for a good portion of this race.
I mean, it was clean air, man. That's, you get behind somebody here, it's just it's hard to pass. It's truck just wants to push out of the corner. The dirty air was bad here, and luckily we was able to be out front tonight and start out front. We didn't really. There was only one time when Rob got around us there at the beginning of the race that we kind of felt that dirty air, and it definitely plays into the advantage of your pace and how well the truck performs, and just your line and saving tires and everything like that too. It was definitely an advantage to be out front and have clean air.
Definitely got it done tonight. Definitely kept that clean air when you could. Congrats again on the win. Going to give you a moment here for some thank you sponsors and shout outs.
I appreciate it, guys. Just big thanks to everybody here at Extreme Motorsports, all the staff, everybody that keeps this thing going. You guys, Sim Racing Media, for doing the broadcast and the race control. You guys do an excellent job, and we appreciate you guys being here. Our sponsors over at Ricmotech, Frank, all those guys. We wouldn't be here without those guys, so big shout out to those guys. If you need some sim racing gear, some help with anything, definitely reach out to Ricmotech, hit those guys up. They got everything you need. So other than that, man, just thanks for everybody being here. Thanks to all the fans.
All right. Thank you, Ed. We're going to send you back with your team to celebrate.
Appreciate it.
And joining me now is the guy that came home in second place to him, his teammate, Michael Thwaites. All things considered, you can't be too awful disappointed with the podium finish on this tough of a track.
No, especially finishing behind Ed, you know. I mean, I don't think anybody had anything for him tonight.
Well, I mean, you went to the back from the back to the front a couple of times tonight. It just looked like the truck wasn't that comfortable on fresh tires, but it really woke up when it came time to be elbows up.
Yeah, I mean, the first run, I think I wore my tires out way too quick. The second run, I definitely took care of them a little bit more in the beginning and was able to kind of gain some track position there a little bit. And then that pit stop was good, and then just come out. And then they had we had the caution. That's right. There was that caution right when everybody was pitting. Forgot about that. I was about to pit. And the caution came out, and me and Ed were talking about that. We were both about to pit and just lucked out on that. I kind of took Mike Romanger out of the picture.
No, he was charging at the end there.
He was? Okay. But he still, if he had the track position, I think he had something for Ed. I think he did. But it was a good race. I had fun.
All right. We changed gears just a little bit going into next week. Excuse me while I just double check my factoids here. Come on. As we go into Talladega, what are your thoughts going into from the Monster Mile to an actual monster of the surface?
I mean, I love plate tracks, so I love the pushing. So I'm looking forward to that. But, you know, as you've seen many times, it's always just kind of luck of the draw at the end, really. Just got to try to avoid the big wrecks, or if there's not a big wreck, then you need to be up front.
Safe to assume, though, that all you primetime boys are going to try to team up and make it happen, though?
Yeah, we typically do.
All right, Mike, we're going to let you go celebrate with your team as the 1-2 on the podium. who do you need to thank?
First, definitely Extreme Motorsports and Ed. He puts on a good series here. It's very family oriented. I love being here. I've been here for a long time. So what you guys do at SRM Racing Media, can't appreciate it anymore. It's awesome that you guys, what you guys do, really is. And then of course Ricmotech.
Michael Thwaites, congratulations on the podium here tonight at Dover. Best of luck to you next week at Talladega.
I appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
And David, I believe you've got our third place finisher who broke up that primetime monopoly on the podium.
Nick, this is David up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Congrats on being able to hold the 4 machine off there at the end, coming home third. You saw him in the rear view. You had to battle him quite a bit. What were your thoughts about just trying to stay out in front of him there? It didn't look like you were super comfortable come the end of the race.
No, not at all. I think on that last restart we had with about 40 to go, I got in a lot of situations there early in that run I didn't want to get into because I knew that was going to be a pretty long run to the end. But overall, I think something happened with Chad and him and Mike got racing there with 5 to go, and it ended up working out for us. It was not the most comfortable race for me. I'm actually like in a college dorm and my wheel is mounted to a closet shelf. So, no,
Nice.
That was not a very comfortable race for me.
Certainly doing what you can to get it done makes the third place finish that much more special, I would think, having to improvise with that setup. Would like to give you this opportunity for anybody you need to shout out and some sponsors that you need to thank.
Absolutely. David Killo made the paint scheme we run today. Josh Wren, Outland Survival's Guide app that's a sponsor on our truck. And you and Tony for putting the show on every week and making us look good.
Not a problem, Nick. Thank you so much for being here with us. Congrats on that third place finish. We're going to send you back to your team to celebrate.
Thank you so much.
As we take a look at Nick Caldwell's picture, I believe, Nick, if you're still with us, that was taken here, was it not?
What picture is it?
There's a picture with the Dover hotel in the background.
No, I don't know what picture you're talking about, but no, I've never been to Dover, so.
Oh, okay. Just looked like the backstretch here.
No.
My bad. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
Yes, sir.
But David, I don't think we could ask for a better race tonight. I mean, yes, we had a short field, but we saw some great action from the drop of the green to the drop of the checker.
Again, drivers racing so clean here, keeping it tight, keeping it close, and always providing some great action throughout the night. The Extreme Motorsports Racing Series never seems to disappoint.
True story. And, the one caution we had for incident, it wasn't anything malicious. It was just 2 guys racing hard. I think there was netcode involved in the one caution that we did have. Unfortunately, that was while I was trying to get us back on the air that happened. But, take a quick look at the finishing order here tonight from Dover: Ed Morris, Michael Thwaites, Nicholas Caldwell. We spoke to those 3 guys. Mike Rominger, he got caught a lap down because of that caution. Battles back into 4th. Rob Haynes comes back after getting put 2 laps down early, pitting during the first stage, forgetting that there was a stage caution coming up. He comes home in 5th. Chad Osborne, Justin Lemke, David Killo, Josh Wren, Jeremy Rigney, rounding out your lead lap cars. Adam Capps and Dylan Mirando did bring out the one caution for incident. Both those guys finished multiple laps down, and Kerry Cleaver just put it on the hauler a little bit early. But that is going to do it for us tonight from the Ricmotech Truck Series. Again, be sure to join us tomorrow evening. I need to pull that back up. There it is. As we go to round number 16 at Sonoma for the Moonshiners Racing Cup Series. And David, thank you so much for joining me tonight in the booth. Hopefully we have you back next week as well.
Was great to be here, Tony. Can't wait for next week. I love plate tracks. Can't wait to see what these drivers can do.
Absolutely. But that is going to do it for us here tonight from Dover. He's David Modespa. I'm Tony Spasser. Reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a huge favor. don't play in traffic, and in case we don't see you between now and then, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Good night, everybody.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.